First question is coming from Jason Quick with The Athletic.
Dame, can you just give us an indication of what your finger feels like?
It's just sore, a little bit tender, just to the touch, and dislocated it. So, it's just sore, a little bit swollen, and uncomfortable.
The next question is coming from Mark Medina with USA Today.
This is too early, but given that, what's your sense of being through?
What do you mean?
As far as playing?
Oh, I'm playing.
Next question is coming from Aaron Fentress with The Oregonian.
Damian, you guys have been really hot on offense this entire bubble trip. Were you just due for maybe a bad game as a team? Or are the Lakers really doing things to slow you guys down?
I wouldn't say we were due, but I do think that the game balances itself out. Some guys come out and have a huge night, and then next night, they can be cooled off. Some teams play really well for stretches, and then they have that game where they cool off. And I think we've played really well offensively since we've been here. So I wouldn't say we were due, but it happens. Sometimes you have a tough night on that end of the floor, and I think tonight we had a tough night on the offensive end of the floor.
Next question is coming from Cassidy Hubbard with ESPN.
Dame, we saw when the trainers were talking to you as you're by the bench, you got emotional, you threw the towel. What were you feeling in that moment?
At that point, when it first happened, I was, pulling at it, and it was a little bit, I've never done that. So I pulled it back a little bit myself, but it still was out. And they had to put it back for me. And at that point, I thought it was broke. So, I was just frustrated because I had to go back and get it looked at. I was just frustrated. It was just bad timing. I handled the ball a lot, so just knowing that there's going to be some discomfort and, I don't know how that's going to feel or how it's going to go. It's frustrating. So that's all it was.
You said this isn't your first dislocated finger. It's just the first time you tried to pull it out.
I've never dislocated my finger.
Did you think you hit it on AD's foot, or do you know
I didn't know what happened. I just know I reached from behind, and I didn't know if it was like his leg or his foot, or if I just pushed my hand into his back or what. But I felt it right away, and when I felt it, I didn't even want to look at it. But I looked, and it was off, and I immediately started to try to pull it back, and I got it to go back a little bit, but it was still out. And when I went to the back, they had to pull it back.
Next question is coming from Jason Quick with The Athletic.
Dame, what's your sense of this team's fatigue level right now?
I don't think we're very fatigued. I think obviously playing every other day is tough. We don't have to travel. We're able to go right back and get treatment and cold tub and do the things that we need to do. And then we got another day in between to continue that. And then we've been playing the late game. So, it's tiring, but, I think we got a lot of things working in our favor as far as not traveling and being able to go right back to the hotel and get right on the things that we need to do on top of it. And we coming off a long break. So, I don't think that's an excuse or anything that we would say about ourselves.
Jason Quick with The Athletic has another question.
Just how would you then explain this performance tonight? You guys were kind of getting beat to a lot of loose balls, getting beat for rebounds. How do you explain this?
We just got outplayed. Obviously we came out and won the first game, so it's natural for them to come out and be a little bit more aggressive, to have a little bit more fight. And we didn't come out relaxed. They just went after it harder than we did, and it was their night. And it didn't help that we didn't play well on the offensive end, and they're a team that wants to play fast and play in transition. So we kind of played into their hands by not playing good offense. And once they got to doing that, they started feeling good about themselves. And that just, when teams get to feeling good about themselves, they just defend harder. They work harder. And we gave them that opportunity. And they got us tonight. You know, we got our butts kicked tonight. But it's just one game. I think that's the beauty of it. It's a series. And they don't get 2 wins for such a great effort. So, being beat the way we got beat, it doesn't count for 2 losses. It counts for 1. And we get to come back in a tie series and keep going. So, I mean, we got to go watch film. We got to make our adjustments and do better at a lot of things and get ready for the next game.
Final questions coming from Joe Varden, The Athletic.
Hey, Dame. Watching tonight, it seemed like they were taking JaVale or Dwight and running them at you with the ball above the 3-point line.
Yeah.
Was that new tonight? And if it was, then how do you beat that?
I mean, it wasn't something that I hadn't seen before. It was new in this series. They didn't do it last game. And they sold out more. As soon as I crossed half court, I would just kind of be handling and waiting or calling a play or calling a pickup, and they were calling, I just kept hearing them yelling out box, 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 and the guy would come and they were trying to keep me in a boxed in area, and then the weak side was pulled over. So, I mean, I recognized it.